So I just realized I spent too much money yesterday, and now I only have like $10 in my account. Well, to be fair, $13. I think I still have like $7 or something in cash. So we're just going to deal with that. I feel like I want to spend $7 in cash later in Aldi's or something, but yeah. Anyway, so I'm just doing my graphic work and that's it. Finished crying, finished pooping very early, and then cried, and then doom scrolled. And fortunately, I can't show you doom scrolling because, I'm using my phone to record. I can't record and doom scroll. I also haven't done anything much. I realized something. If you're a contributor in Canva, I think they have like a daily limit of how much you can post, because after a certain amount of elements that you can upload, you basically get this wall that says you uploaded this previously, which even when you haven't. So I feel like that's I don't know, this is very much niche comment, but it's like it's just a place where you submit your stock graphic, like stock photos. Also been thinking, like, if I upgrade my phone, I wonder whether stock photography websites will accept photograph taken on my phone, because I tried with this phone, but that didn't work last time. They keep getting rejected because the quality wasn't up to par. So I was contemplating, should I invest in a proper camera, like a DSLR, but I don't want to because it's just too clunky and bulky. But anyway, regardless, if I need to get a new phone because this phone is dying. I'm okay though. Today is 13 degrees. Can you believe it? Yesterday was 31. And I can feel like my pressure, my body pressure is really low today, and I really like it. I think I am not a creature of the heat. Like humid weather, hot weather, I become someone else. I become someone I don't recognize, and I don't want to be. I feel like I should travel maybe to places where it's 20 degrees during summer, like in Australia, when Australia is summer. Like, I should go to countries. I can dream, right? Anyway. Yeah, I would like to go out, but I feel like this is a universe way to say, stay in, you motherfucker. It's 12 degrees, but it feels like 8 degrees. Sydney. Oh, it's so cold. I just saw something before, that's why I'm out again. I saw these. This is bird proof, so I'm trying to get rid of it while it's still wet, and it seems to be working. This is vinegar water with chili, but the chili is going to be finished soon. It's very effective for bird, chicken, or pigeon poop. wonton noodles. I have been thinking of making this wonton for a while now, and we bought this yesterday. It's actually made with the same ingredients, but I don't know why in my head like dumpling and wontons are different. It's like I want wonton, not dumpling. But I think they make similarly. The wrap is the same, and oh, they have MSG in this. Okay, I'm gonna get migraine tomorrow then. So I don't know why I'm like so particular when it comes to wanting a wonton and a dumpling. The only thing that is different, I think, is just the shape. This is a wonton, and a dumpling is just flat. That's it. That's the only difference. Is there something I'm missing? I don't think so. I feel like Christmas is coming, and I have this inkling of I should spend some money, not on shopping, but on getting some products out, because it's the fourth quarter. I'm using all of them, so there are how many? Well, all of them. For my print on demand stuff, I haven't done it in a long time because I use Etsy to sell some of my stuff, and with Etsy it comes with this is just beef. I need beef. It comes with a lot of fees and a lot of rules. So rules are fine. I mean, like, as long as they're pretty common sense, it's like I can follow them, kind of. The fees are just a bit too much. Like, you just have a lot of fees and you're not sure if it's going to pay off or not, whether you're gonna get sell out of it or not. So it's a bit of a gamble, and I haven't really designed anything to be sold in Etsy in a long time. And with print on demand, if you're doing a lot of the stuff yourself, like, you know, marketing, and I'm not really good at this. I'm not really good at marketing and doing all of that. I'm good with numbers. Like, I'm good at making large quantities of stuff, but I know they're not necessarily good quality of stuff. So it's not like, oh, what's that? Bitch, you just got a headache from all the I'm not good at doing the selling itself. I'm good at just making stuff and kind of like trying to get a step in the dark and see which one works. In the past, when I get sales, I usually have to put up like 100 products on Etsy, and that's around $20 US dollars for just the listing fees. I don't know how much it is now. So you have to pay money up front, and then when you sell, if you sell something, you also have to pay fee for the marketing fee. The good thing about selling on Etsy is that they actually use your money to promote your products. Like, they use it to put it on Google Shopping and stuff. So if you have good SEO on your product listing, they can get it to Google. So if you can rank higher, they will usually get you traffic. Of course, you have to do your part, of course, but so that's the good thing. You get traffic, like you're visible. You're just not this random person trying to sell something to no one, which is the case when I use other platform like PayHip. I use PayHip for my digital stuff, like just pay hip, so pay hip. So, but that never really generates me any sale, so that's not helpful. So I'm just trying to gather energy to see if I want to join that Christmas frenzy selling stuff again, which means that I have to risk money going in there. I'm also locking all my windows and not opening them too wide so that the heat inside the apartment don't escape. Because we can escape. No one buys this, so I'm thinking, oh, I'm really bad at this, so maybe I really shouldn't risk any money to sell more stuff and design more stuff. Most of the sales that I get from my designs basically are just from random strangers, so I never really had my friends or family ever bought any of my stuff. So all my sales that I've generated for the past 10 years basically are real ones, meaning like I don't need to persuade anyone to buy from me. They just buy it. That is the biggest, that's the goal, right? That's the goal. You want someone who doesn't know you to buy your stuff just because they like your stuff, not because they like you. I want to be one of those people, but that's not how the world works. The neurotypical world works, they buy stuff from you because they like you. And I'm not that likable in general. Not in this YouTube channel, but like out in the real world. Because if you're too blunt, if you say what you like, I don't really say what I think all the time, but I get frustrated a lot. So when it comes to the top of my frustration, I will just blurt out whatever I have in my head, and then that would just be really direct. That usually offends some people. Also, ING promotion is gonna be, I'm gonna take it down by by Monday. No, I should take it up by tomorrow actually. Yeah. So if you still want to get $300 in Australia, and you're not an ING customer, ING is a bank. Is basically I've been with ING for 18 years. I haven't had any problems so far. And yeah, they always do this promotion every quarter. So every year, basically, they just do it all year round. But the code is different and the campaign number is different. So I always have to put up like a new ad, so to speak. They don't pay me, by the way. Well, if you sign up and you get your $100, I will get my $100 as well. So I will only get paid if you get paid. And they have a bunch of conditions this time around. So this is not technically an ad, because an ad is when they pay me, and it doesn't matter if you sign up or not, I will still receive money. That's not the case here. This is my own will trying to spread the good love. Anyway, the details is in the description below. So you have until tomorrow for the links to be still up, at least until tomorrow's video. So if you are next week and you're like, oh, when is that thing? I forgot to do it. You have to come back to the videos from this week backwards, not onwards. Is this okay? The wonton doesn't look like the wonton that I want. Does it taste okay? Let's taste. Not bad. I feel like, why do we have to care so much about money? I feel like I am so governed by this artificial, arbitrary means of exchanging values. Ever since I was a child, I'm like really concerned with money. And I don't do anything about it because I think that's just the way it is. I was watching something a few days ago about why are you so on TikTok, a video about someone was asking this guy, a comedian, why are you so funny? Like, are you depressed or something? And then the comedian said and replied, you should have asked, the question should have been, were my parents depressed? Not whether I was depressed. And now I think about it, maybe that is the case with me too. Maybe I am so concerned with money because my parents, rest in peace, they weren't taking money into consideration for their life. So that burden fell upon me, the eldest daughter, to be concerned. I don't know if that makes sense. It looks okay. I'm gonna transfer that to here. That's just anchovies. But in all honesty, I feel like I want to recoup my childhood. I want that period where I don't have to be concerned with money. But ever since I was a child, even in kindergarten, I'm concerned about money. That's probably the only reason why I'm obsessed with it. But at the same time, it's not my value system, because if it's really high on my value system, money, I think I would have been a really rich person by now. Because someone who values money on top of their hierarchy of importance in their life, I would have made sure that will be the highest priority. But not so much with me. Like, also this looks so good. Look, I'm gonna add some noodle, but even that looks good. Yum yum. Now I'm trying to put together my childhood and my current reality. I'm trying to reconcile it. Maybe my whining towards God of like, you make sure that I have money, you make sure that money come to me. Yes, I do this quite often, usually around my period. And now probably because I'm perimenopausing a lot more, with other stuff as well that I'm angry about in life. I think it's just like, maybe I'm trying to make God as my parents so that, I feel like that's your job. Why are you not doing your job? So I guess like I'm trying to replace them with God, which is probably the ultimate boss of the boss. Of course, I also know that I'm an adult. I can do something about it now. But I think when I was like a teenager, like mid-teenager, I kept thinking, oh, just wait until I'm an adult. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Of course, like life doesn't really turn out the way you wanted it to be. And then at 40, you realize like 40 years is very short. And when you're a teenager, a week is so long. But for some reason, when 40 years is so. Today, don't particularly have any topic, guys. I'm trapped inside my home now. Kind of by choice. I mean, I can go out in the rain, in the cold, but not really. Don't want to. But I guess this is what life is. Welcome to my incoherent thought processing. Most of the time, this is not, you know how like vlogs usually have a very curated, transcripted, well thought out, written form, like usually, and then they narrate it by that particular writing. That's not what's happening in this vlog. In this vlog, I'm trying to process my thoughts and my emotions. You are getting the process, not the after result. This is where we process things. I guess I'm just here to accompany you. I like this noodle. It's $2.50 from the Asian shop. I was after this noodle because on Saturday I went to Newtown to have dinner with my ex-flatmate. Meaning like the flatmate that I used to live in, not like my ex. I don't have an ex. I think the last time I had a relationship, well, I don't think it's a relationship. It was just like high school dating. It was in high school. It's not bad. Look at these dumplings. I probably won't be able to finish it, but that's okay. I can just put it inside a bowl. So what happened with these was, like last year, I had a little bump, and then I also managed to get rid of a wart that I thought was gonna be there forever by using salicylic acid. And I did that with a high, really intense solutions of salicylic acid, maybe like 40%. And I thought, well, I had a pimple here, maybe I can use it the same way. It backfired, and now I have a mole on my face because it burns, and then it didn't really go away. I don't know how long it will stay there, maybe forever. So yeah, the lesson is, kids, don't put a strong amount of salicylic acid on your face. Because 2% is considered strong, I put 40%. Don't do that. Oh, let's try the wonton. Does anyone have misophonia? I think that's what it's called. It's like when you not listen to people eating. When I was starving, I put on ASMR eating videos to compensate with for the fact that I wasn't eating. I know what. Got me through. I feel like my motivation and my body works better when it's 12 degrees outside, apparently. But technically, this is not really 12 degrees because in winter, 12 degrees is colder because you can feel it inside the apartment as well. But now it's like a spring cold. Spring cold, you only experience it when you go outside. But if you stay inside, you're okay. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like there's degrees. Like 21 degrees in summer is cool. But it's hotter than 21 degrees in winter. It's still 21 degrees. I don't know how to make it make sense, but that's how it feels. I should finish this. I got 3 left. It's just pastry with terror fillings. It's nice, but it's really, really sweet. Also had these. It's product of Malaysia, and I don't like it. I'm gonna chuck it. It's just a shame because like I don't want to waste food, but I don't want to finish it. Let's try this. Well, not try. I've already tried like 7/8 of them, or like 6/9 of them. I think that's the right calculation. 6/9. There might be 9 here, and I already ate like 6 of them. So this is a Chinese pastries. As you can see, the pastry just crumbles really easily. To be honest, I don't like pastries. I'm not sure why. I used to convince myself that I like a lot of stuff that I don't, so that I fit in with other people. That's just teenager, huh? But at the same time, I don't know what's normal and what's not, so I just copy whatever my friends were doing or the people surrounding me were doing. Like alcohol. After I've been told that I was allergic to it, I stopped completely because I never enjoyed it. But now, I have an excuse not to drink it. I took it. But I am allergic to it. I always wondered, like, I'd ask people, why do you drink alcohol? Because I don't enjoy it, and it doesn't give me that good feeling buzz or whatever. And people would say, because it makes you happy. Really? Because it only just gives me straight like hangover. Sometimes I also feel like food is a task to be done. It's not, I know how people find food as enjoyable activity. I feel like food is one of those to-do lists. Not always, because I do enjoy eating sometimes. Like yesterday, wonton was good. The taro is pretty nice. It's soft paste. I feel when the weather is cold like today, I feel like everything is okay with the world. All that restless energy I had yesterday, gone. But also it's probably because I haven't had any hojicha tea today, which means I haven't had any caffeine. This is my usual chai tea, which just has no caffeine. I'm very full, but eating this will allow me not to eat until a bit later. Remember, like in 2012, we were in this Christmas 2011, because I didn't make it to Christmas 2012. In corporate lunch, and I think this was my first time gobbling down 500 gram steak, medium rare. So I have had steaks before, but I just never had like 500 grams worth of steak gobbled down in 15 minutes. For some reason, I did that. And I'm gonna have my hojicha tea. I'm putting you guys in the show. Also, I need to buy more of this tea, hojicha. I think Middle Mart has one that is slightly cheaper than the konbini shop, but at the same time, I want to give my money more to the konbini, the mom and pop shop, even though it's a bit more expensive. Maybe because you know who owns it. While Middle Mart seems like it's a big corporation. Anyway, yeah, 2011. And on this day, we were mucking about, and then I basically was eating this 500 gram worth of thing. And then I noticed that I wasn't hungry for the next 2 days because the lunch was on a Friday, and I didn't eat that weekend at all because I was full. I didn't eat until lunch on Monday. So it was lunch Friday to lunch Monday, and I didn't eat anything in between. I think that was my first time experiencing that. It's as if that my body had enough. And it was 500 grams of beef. Even though it's a lot, I feel like that should not have been enough. How do I say it? I feel like 500 grams sounds a lot in one sitting, but even if you divide it into like 100 grams, So 5 meals. It's not much, you know. It's because it's beef, it's dense. So this is probably about 100 gram. And I have been eating that beef that you saw being put inside my noodle for the past 3 days, and that is maybe every time I put it inside a noodle it's around 80 gram, 100 grams. So even though it's a lot, it's not a lot. What I'm trying to say is that I think my body was so nutriently deficient that as soon as I put like a raw or like a medium rare steak, which basically is filled with so much nutrients, and my body is always leaning towards intaking the nutrients from meat, it's better for my body to do that. But I've always tried to just not eat meat a lot because I didn't really like the taste back then and didn't really want to eat meat. And once I did, my body was like, this is it, we don't need any more. We are just going to digest this for 3 days, because if you put something else, then we have to abandon this project. So I'm not going to allow you to abandon this project. So I'm gonna make sure that you're going to be full and be satiated, is that the word, with this meat, that you are aware that this is what we want, woman. Give us this more often, woman. I feel like that's probably one of the aha moments that I have had. I didn't really go eat meat straight away though from there. I wasn't disciplined enough, but that is one of the highlights that makes me always remember, like, it's not just a philosophy, like, you know, you have to eat meat, blah blah blah. It's not like I am trying to make an excuse by eating meat by saying like, oh, if we eat this way, this is the most efficient way for my body to get all the nutrients. It's not like, you know, when someone trying to do something and then it's beneficial for them, but they make it sound that they didn't really want to do it. They do it because they have to, but they actually like it and they want it. I feel like that's how I sounded, but it's not true. It's like, if I wanted it, I can not eat beef. I prefer pork, but I can't. If I eat pork, my cholesterol will go higher and I won't be able to bend my neck. It will just froze here. But that's how I figured out that my body is highly efficient in receiving beef as its source of nutrients, complete source of nutrients, even when I don't want it. I have my hojicha, my caffeine. It's really little. I read it was like 7 milligram in 100 gram tea, but my body is just hypersensitive. And also maybe because of that 500 gram of beef was... Are you bored talking about 500 gram of beef? I was watching TikTok and this autistic creator was saying, if you think rumination is to be part of the OCD category because it's obsessive. You're going around in a circle and you're hyperfixating on it. And she goes, it makes better sense and it probably makes you feel better. And she goes, it makes me feel better because rumination sounds like it's within your control. OCD isn't. And I'm like, that's true. Like, I've been trying to control this rumination period, but I couldn't. It was as if that I was being held hostage by something in my brain that just want to hyperfixate on this. But maybe it was the heat from yesterday because I'm okay now. All right, I'm gonna go to the living room now. Let's see what day. Let's sit outside in the rain while in the balcony while drinking my tea. It's bloody cold though. Do I really want to do this? Yes, I do. Let's just wear a jacket. This is from Zara, by the way. It's supposed to look very cool, but on me it just looks like a bathrobe. Okay, maybe this is a bad idea. I can't talk because it's too cold. I'm happier though when it's cold compared to yesterday. Sorry. I don't know how to feel, to be honest. So right now, I don't feel any pressure to make money, like in this exact moment, but I definitely feel like I really should be making money, like lots and lots of money, because the grace of childhood started to go away by the time you're 28, 29, because everyone is preparing you to be 30, which means like you are no longer a child. Now you are officially an adult. I think 30 is an officially an adult because in everyone's mind you should have been self-sufficient by the time you're 30. And I was planning to be like that too. Like, I had a full-time job, but you know, suddenly everything was just being pulled from under me. And that's what happens, and I think that's what most people don't prepare. Okay, I am surrendering. It's too cold outside. It's too cold. I am pulling out the chairs. I also have been following this this TikTok creator, and this TikTok creator is like me, like, you know, have double chins, really swollen everywhere, and like she's Chinese too, and well, Chinese, and I found myself really disliking her, and I am so aware that it's just me projecting my self-hatred onto her. So I feel like I shouldn't be doing that, but I can't help myself. So I'm trying to make my head to I like to brainwash myself thinking I don't hate her by watching a lot of her videos, but I can't. Every time I see her, I feel like I just feel disgusted, and I'm thinking, am I disgusting? It's like this extremely interwoven like identity. Am I talking about her or am I talking about myself? Like that. So I can't separate the two. If I say I hate her, that means I hate myself. If I say she's disgusting, that means I find myself disgusted at myself. I'm trying to work on that. Because I think I saw this one video that was really popular of her, and she pinned it to her page. It was about her greeting a bunch of people in a restaurant. If you don't know, in Chinese restaurant, they usually have rooms, and the rooms usually have this really large round table, and usually there's a lazy Susan in the middle of it, so that you can always like move food around. So she entered into one of these rooms, and then there was a lot of people there, but she was the only person who was excited to go into the room and gave her greetings, while everyone was so confused like why she was there. The look was confusing, and she was reading, and she was like pretending that not pretending, but she was acting as if that she belonged there, but everyone else's faces is basically giving that why is she here look, like, and giving like what the hell is going on type of thing. Like, you know, some of them are polite enough to just like greeted her back, but that felt really familiar to me, I feel. And I don't know, maybe being an outcast made me feel like that. I feel like this person is not aware that she's an outcast, and she thinks that she's part of the group, and that's sad. And then I'm thinking, am I like that too? Do people look at me really sad because that's how they look at me, like she doesn't really know what is going on? I don't know, I'm projecting. I am definitely projecting. It's like, I feel like when I was younger, it's like, I guess one of the positive aspect of being raised by narcissistic is that because they always make you doubt your reality, and if I didn't have that, I might have just even when I had that, I am still a gullible person. I believe what people are saying quite literally sometimes, part of the traits, I suppose. And I feel like that's what she is also being. Is like, sometimes we don't know when people say, oh, I love you, whether it's a mockery or whether it's a sincere gesture of friendship, and a sincere gesture of adoration, and a sincere gesture of just like, hey, you know, we're cool. But in the real world, if you notice the way women interact mostly, you can kind of see that fine line of between sincere compliments and them shading at the other person. And it's all being communicated using micro expressions and sleight of tone. So it's an invisible communication that for people like me who likes direct and just very visual and very visible communication style, those type of things sometimes can get over, like, beyond us, and then we just don't see it and we just don't hear it, even if it's being spoken right in front of us. So I was thinking, is she really like that, or am I just pitying myself through her? Well, she's fine. Like, she's just living her life to her best life. Maybe she knows what is happening. She just is trying to ignore it. You know? But yeah, that's what I'm currently dealing with. Dealing with self-hatred towards myself, but via another person.